It's the first day of spring, and I'm on the Laurel Highlands Hiking Trail. It's 70 miles. We're doing the whole thing over 6 days. And yeah, it's been raining all morning. But the first thing we need to go do is find that big green mossy rock and get this trip on the way. Well, I dropped the pack for a moment. It's about 6 miles in. I got another 6 miles to go. Of course, I got here a little late, but it's all good. It's 4 o'clock. We got about 3 more hours of light. It's starting to get dark again. It stopped raining. Blue skies came out for a little bit. Now it's getting dark again, and so I'm just gonna chill for a moment longer. Go look for another big green mossy rock. There was a bunch of them, but they all kind of disappeared, and I haven't seen one for a while. That's pretty much like how the last, I don't know, 4 miles has been kind of like this. Not really a whole lot to look at. Easy though. It's not as easy as it gets. Well, I have about a mile and a half to get to the shelter. I'm gonna get there at dark. Yeah, it was. I got in too late, and then I forgot my water bottles. Got to the trailhead. My buddy dropped me off, and he's picking me up, and yeah, so I forgot water bottles all around, and so I had to drive back to the gas station, get it, then drive back to the trailhead, which was the wrong trailhead anyway. So I didn't get into the woods till about noon, and it's gonna be close to a 14-mile day. So, but yeah, it's starting to get dark, and I'll see you guys at the shelter. Wakey bakey. Well, couldn't do too much filming last night. I got in like 10 o'clock. It was pretty dark. These shelters are reservations here, and there's no one else here, so I just grabbed the closest one. They're some of the biggest mice I've ever seen. These guys are fat though here. Get myself motivated and get moving and get on the trail. So it snowed a little bit last night, not a whole lot, but it was super windy and it was like this real hard, almost hail kind of snow. Every trail, has its challenges, whether it's the trail itself or the or one that we create. And so on this trail, I left my cigarettes at home, and so I'm now 24 hours without a cigarette, and that's going to be the big challenge, and hopefully that's the end of it. Because truth be told, it's suicide. I mean, you're killing yourself. So I just got into the campground. I paid for number 5. I don't think anyone's here. So that one over there looks really cool. So that might have been the one I paid for. But yeah, I don't think anyone's here. We'll take a quick look around. So, but I'll show you here in a minute. This one has a nice little view to it. Nothing too crazy, but at least I get something kind of hanging out, and then booyah. I won't have to, I might go up just to, nice people left it this way, so I might as well leave some there. But I'm going to go ahead and get camp set up. The Art Globe trip was my 50th long form video on YouTube, and the 70th video, 50th long form, and the 25th backpacking trip, which I really like the way that one turned out. I messed up a couple areas. I'm still not real confident talking on camera, for sure. But kind of what got me into YouTube. You know, like anyone else, I was just searching stuff, and I didn't really ever took YouTube more than like you know, how to fix your radiator, or how to fix this, or how to wire this, or stuff like that. And and I don't know, like 2018. I was looking for information on the Ray Lakes loops, and if I needed permits, and my own frontier came up, and I was like, wow, like people do this on YouTube. They, you know, document their backpacking trips and this kind of stuff, and I was like, wow, that's pretty crazy. And so I ended up watching every single one of his videos. Joey Costanaudis, I believe is his name. And then about the same time, Craig Adams started blowing up in my feed, and a couple other people. Not so much too many gear videos, or not too many like thru hike videos or anything like that. Like that John Emmer, I'm not sure how you pronounce his name, John Anamarezzo. He popped up. Like I said, Craig Adams, stuff like that. And so I started. The first trip I recorded was the North Country Trail through the Allegheny National Forest. It's 98 miles. And so I recorded the whole thing, and I recorded it like at the horizontal. For, you know, just to show my friends, and you know, I did edit it. I made like a 3-hour movie out of it. It was terrible. Like I said, I should have kept all that footage, because I mean, it was a ton of, you know, it was all vertical stuff. And then the second video, and then I made a few other ones. Ones were smaller trips. Never published any of them. And then I made another video for the Quahana Wilderness. And that was, what, I think 77 miles. And so I did another one there. Again, that was all vertical, and it didn't. I didn't post it anywhere. I think the one short is from that. I think that was 2020 when I did the Quahana, or 2021. I didn't. But again, I didn't post any of that. And so I was posting all those videos on my Facebook account. Laughing, having a good time. Didn't really think of anything of it. Just was like, wow, you can do this. And so then I made my very first video, and that I posted on YouTube. And that was 2022. Yeah, 2022. So this is my third. I'm going into my third year. Like I said, 50 long form videos. 25 of them are backpacking trip videos. There's 3 or 4 gear videos. What's in my backpack? A few of those. A couple tips and tricks. Not a whole lot. I mean, I'm still fresh. This year I'm going to get a lot more done than I have in the past. But I figure I'd kind of share my YouTube journey on this trip here, and that's the beginning of it. And then whenever tomorrow evening I'll go ahead and talk about what happened after I posted my first video. It's a beautiful fire tonight, though. It's going to be. I'm back on the trail. The water pump didn't work, so I kind of boogied out real quick this morning. I need coffee. I need water. I have no water left. just crossed Route 31. We're in what's called Boswell, Pennsylvania, and right down the, like 4 miles down 31. If it wasn't such a giant hill, it's one of the biggest hills in Pennsylvania, vehicle, like road-wise. There's a pie shop there, and they have like the best pies and donuts. Like, I mean, they're just so good. I spend like $100 and just gorge myself every time. So pretty much what I'm doing is heading to the first water source, and then gonna kind of chill there for a moment, and yeah, I need to get some water. So this might be slightly overblazed a little bit. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus the sign, 8, 9 blazes from the same exact spot. So I don't know if people really get confused here, or what the deal is, but it's pretty clear which way to go there. So this is a piece of chaga. There's another piece there. You can see it was kind of like right there. When you follow this up, there's a couple pieces up there. You don't want to. You want chaga to be off a live tree. That's no good if it's off a dead tree like that. And it shouldn't just like, if you can just pull the chaga off the tree, that's probably no good either for you. You want the chaga in good shape and alive, and usually have to saw or chop it off, or sometimes you can get lucky and pull, like really get enough to pull it off. It's a mushroom, and it's got a bunch of benefits to it. One of these videos I'll make some chaga tea. Oh, it's turned into a very pretty day. Beam rocks exist in a natural state. No railing, steps, platforms, or other safety devices have been installed. Dangerous heights, sheer drop-offs, and unstable rock surfaces occur here. Climb at your own risk. Don't climb without proper training or safety equipment. Permanent climbing hardware is prohibited. Tough to see through the trees, but it's a giant outcropping, and you got to be careful because again, there's no safety equipment. Molly was here. I know that crazy bitch. So they've been putting those like, they have a mile marker every mile for all 70. So we just passed the halfway point, which is, I'm feeling really good, except for these brand new shoes that I wore. Yeah, they're going through phases here. They're hurting my feet and they're not hurting my feet. And I Luca taped up my feet because I thought it was a blister forming. It's not a blister. So I don't know if these shoes are going to work for me. I mean, they were brand new. I didn't wear them at all. So that's my mistake. So I got about another 2 miles before the shelters. And yeah, well, the first half of the trip been pretty good. Today was the prettiest day. As far as the trail goes, it's been cold all day. I definitely been a little chilly all day, but not terrible. And so I've only seen 3 people in the 3 days so far. And that was first day was a morning trail runner, and then I just saw a couple, you know, just doing like an afternoon hike. It's Saturday, so not too bad. Only 3 people for some brief interludes. So I'm gonna go ahead and get to the shelter. I'm kind of chilly. I'm looking forward to a nice little fire. First things first, I'm gonna go ahead and get this fire started. I've been chilly all day long. Finally get to warm up, and yeah, it's been a long day. 10 hours I hiked today and about 14 miles. So I'm feeling good about it. Let's get this fire going. Well, I figured I'd go on and talk about more about my YouTube journey. We left off me posting my first couple videos. So after I kind of did my thing, and I posted 3 or 4 videos, and the first one was like a hot tent video, and then and it did really well, and but YouTube thought I was a bushcrafter for like a long time, and it was kind of hard to break free from that, and I kind of did it to myself. And like I said, the first video was like a hot tent, like just a stove review, sort of like a kind of introductory to the stove, and it got shared on some bushcrafting site, and it blew up, like some forum, like Bushcraft USA or something like that is where, and I got like 300 subscribers, but they were all bushcrafters. And then the second video I did was like a 2-hour long camping trip that was silent style, just me cutting, processing wood is pretty much all it was, and it did fairly well. And then the next one was a sleeping bag, the ugly bag from Appalachian Mountain Gear, and I kind of trashed that, and it did all right. And then I started doing backpacking content, like what I meant to do, and all those bushcrafters unsubscribed, and yeah, so it took a while to find the right people, and then I'd even post on, after I was getting like a little better, I thought, and I posted a couple in some Facebook groups, and so that didn't go over too well with my type of content. So like the Facebook groups are weird for backpacking. Like the ones that are like trail specific, like the Laurel Highlands Hiking Trail, or like the Art Loeb Trail group, or the North Country Trail group, or the the Allegheny National Forest, whatever it may be. Those groups tend to be really all right. The bigger, like Pennsylvania backpackers, like I was a part of all those groups, and so either I would get called a druggie, or and told to remove the post, or keep on being a druggie, you're not welcome here, kind of thing. And so I got a lot of that from like the local groups. So I just left most of them, and some of them, they would the mods would, I would see that a bunch of people would post up their YouTube videos, and I'd post up mine, and it'd get taken down. And so I quit posting outside of my personal pages. I did post the last trail in the Art Loeb group, and I think I got like maybe 6 views from the group. I think those types of groups, I think people want to see the pictures. I think everyone's tired of like, everyone getting spammed and with that kind of Facebook stuff. So I kind of like went all out. I set up an Amazon, link page. Go buy some stuff on my Amazon links, kind of thing. And I made like, I don't know, maybe like $50 in 2.5 years or something like that, and they won't even send you a check until it's 100. So for real, like, go grocery shopping, links down below. And I kind of, and I'm glad I put a lot of that stuff in place. But I thought there was going to be maybe some money to be made, maybe, but there's not. Like, you have to be willing to do it full time, and I've found that what I get from YouTube is way better than a couple dollars that someone like me could actually make. And I think we'll leave that off here, and tomorrow evening we'll finish up that part of the YouTube journey, but it's been a fun time. Today was pretty nice. I like today. I like the first day. I was like, this trail's okay, and it's got a nice couple little spots. And then the second day it was like kind of the same thing. And today was real nice. This is, so far, it's like the trail itself is fairly easy. And so, like, it's all, on the miles. I think this trail's good for a lot of different people. But it is bougie. It's super, super duper bougie. Maybe tomorrow morning, if not one of these mornings, I'll take you around and kind of show you the whole kit and caboodle. But for $4, you get a shelter, you get bathrooms, you get cut firewoods already split for you. You got to carry it from the firewood pit, and you have, like I said, garbage cans, so I could throw away all my stuff every night. Yeah, it don't get. This is about as pinkies up kind of thing. This is bougie, super duper bougie for backpacking. Morning. I'm rocking the puffy out. I know it's like the bold start cold, but I was freezing all day yesterday, and it's like 20 degrees. Wasn't expecting anything near this cold. Last night was every time the fire needed a new log, it let me know. I got cold enough to wake up, but I did sleep good. I slept, I don't know, a good 5 or 6 hours before I woke up for the first time, and had to go find some water. All the water's turned off at these places, I guess, this time of year. But yeah, so today's going to be the easiest day. It's pretty much just flat. Like, the elevation profile is just like as flat can be, and I think it's like close to a 14 or 15 mile day, but like I said, it's all flat. So let's go find a mossy rock. We got this giant 5G Super LT frying my brain. I can feel it. Let's keep moving. So yeah, I'm not sure where the trail goes here. I don't see a woohoo! What the fuck? So I'm at this ski resort and I gotta cross this hill. And there's like, you know, snowboarders and skiers flying down this thing. They're not going to see me coming around this corner. So like, coming around that corner, I'm supposed to cross right here. And it's ain't too much left of it for these guys. You know, dodging cracked out snowboarders, and now I'm yeah, I'm gonna get shot at. Stay on the trail. Well, I got YouTubing. They watched me. They had to have watched me for a while too, because like I was setting up a mossy rock scene, sort of on a bridge, and I'm puffing, and I puff a bowl. I go down, move the camera, puff another bowl, and they had to have watched the whole thing go down. And so I didn't even see these guys coming, and they came right up on me, and it's kind of funny though. I know, I hate to be that dude, you know. Put these stiffs here. Yippers. At this. Woo! 1852. So I brought marshmallows. Been eating these every night, except for the first night I didn't have a fire. So, you know, my YouTube journey, after I realized, you know, it's for me, it turned into something I didn't think it was going to turn into, and it turned into more of just being able to be creative and having a community, the backpacking, you know, YouTube community. I never really, you know, I never looked at YouTube as a social media platform. I always, you know, like Encyclopedia Britannica, or like I said, how to make something or how to do something or this or that, and I never really, I would never have imagined that there could be a YouTube community, and there definitely is, and it's and that's really, you know, I love doing these trip videos, and I'm trying to make them better and better. These longer ones, like I've never done one like today, like this one. It's 6 days, so it's all a learning process, and everyone that's watches, thank you so much. Like it, I have so much fun making these. I like the editing. I like the whole process. And just like I said, just trying to get a little bit better each time. And I think I do get a little better each time. This year, I'm going to, you know, try to, on the shorter trips, I'm going to try to do a bunch of other stuff and find the community and the creativity in YouTube. My life was going through a whole lot of stuff. Look at that. Perfect. And then my father got iller. He was always ill, but he started getting a little sicker. And so my trips, I couldn't only do 24-hour trips. And so when I needed that community and creativity, it showed up in YouTube for me. And all you folks that have been around, a lot of people know that. I mean, I can see it in some of my videos too, you know. But I couldn't. All those trips of the last two years on YouTube were all done in about 20 hours. Like me driving, you know, Forrest getting in, you know, walking in, night hiking every single time, and yeah, I had no choice. Like if I wanted to do any type of miles, I had to night hike. I couldn't leave my father for too long. And then about 18 months ago, he passed away. And then I still had a dog, and about 6 months ago, the dog passed away. And I didn't have no. I had support, but I didn't use it, and that's on me. But so now, you know, my journey's gonna take another change. I'm gonna be able to get out a lot more. I was hoping for 100 days this year, and I could do 100 days this year, but there's a couple music festivals I'm gonna go to, and some other traveling that won't involve backpacking. But I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna get out a lot this year. I bet you I'm on the trail 75, 80 days at least, maybe more. But like I said, I know that there's some music stuff. Music and backpacking is my biggest passion. And like I said, this closed this chapter of YouTube, pretty much from the Linville Gorge video on is all like a whole new chapter for me. I don't have any of those same responsibilities I've had, and I can and so I can concentrate a little bit more on the YouTubes. And tomorrow evening is the last evening, and we'll talk about kind of where I want to take where the channel's heading to, and I'd show you what my food for each day is. So 2 cups of coffee, some shortbread cookies, Powerball. It's breakfast. Snickers, Frog Fuel, electrolytes, packet of tuna, Gorp. That's pretty much my lunch. Then once I get in, I have this is the last hunk of cheese, last hunk of sausage, 4 Jack Links, and my beef stroganoff. So that's exactly what I've been eating every single day, and this is what's been working. Wakey bakey. So this is the last full day of the trip. So along this trail you have to stay at these shelters, which isn't a bad thing. These things are awesome. Every campsite should have these. Wouldn't have to buy tents. But I'll show you around this one. This one's pretty cool. It's full of big green mossy rocks everywhere. And you know, the way they have these shelters set up in the plan's pretty cool too. That's the earliest morning I've gone up. And it's about 7:15 right now, and so I'm gonna get this day off. This is probably the hardest day as well. So like 13.5 miles yesterday, 12 miles today, but there's a lot more hills today. So yeah, let's get this day started and finish this cup of coffee, finish this bowl of gunja, and get moving. Okay, so we're kind of like in the common area, and so there's one pit toilet, there's the women's pit toilet, and then down at the end of this road is where they stack all the firewood for you, and there's a bear pole right there. So this one, definitely the firewood's the furthest away, and so we'll go over here, and here is the trash can. There is a garbage bag thing for your dog's litter and for like little pieces for yourself, I suppose. Water. You have to filter it still, but it comes out that pump. This is the only one that's been working so far. It's not potable. And so we'll kind of walk down here a little ways, and I'll show you. So right there is one of the lean-tos, way up there, and then we'll walk down to these. So at each site, it seems like they stack a couple of them like right next to each other. So if you had a larger group of like 6 people, or even 8 could probably get away. And so you see this area here, nice big green mossy rock. This one's a pretty cool spot here where they have these. But this is number 2 and 1 at this spot. So you have number 2, number 1, and you can see how close they are together. And it seems like each spot has one that has them closer together. they're big enough to hold 4 people. And it's pretty cool, especially this one, how they have them nestled. Now, some of them are like almost well, some of them are more than a mile off trail. Some of them are a half mile off trail. This one's about a 1/10 of a mile off trail. And so yeah, so that's a quick little tour. You can dry these out and smoke them, and they'll get you high. So that's a snipe trap. That's a professional snipe trap. So you know the snipe hunters out there. Some of them walk around pillowcases. I wouldn't go hang out with those snipe trappers. But some snipe trappers are better than others. I'm gonna turn you. So we're walking across this beautiful pond here. There's beaver slides everywhere. But I don't know, the geeses, grouse, whatever you want to call them, they're making a racket. But I don't see a single beaver anywhere. But like, there's signs of them all over. So the shoulders are way down there. My feet are kind of hurting, so let's try this. Holy shit, it worked. So, figured I'd show you all the gear I brought on this trip. So there's a tripod, super light carbon fiber one, super sturdy, super cheap. It's great. So I used the platypus that's compromised, but hey, use it anyways and bring it anyways, right? My titanium spoon. This is my electronics bag. I brought the saw, didn't use it a single time. I brought this little Zippo knife. I used it for cheese and sausage. Pair of reading glasses I didn't use. My Kestrel thermometer. A trail wallet. My umbrella that I used a good bit. I didn't use this. My turtle. I don't know what the heck. Neck gaiter. This is my oh shit bag. What I mean by oh shit bag, it's my poop kit, my repair kit, my I forgot that for the 100th time, so I put it in this bag. Just hygiene, poop, fix it stuff, and first aid. There's one food bag. That's another food bag. This is the new I think Atatotic gear and something like that. Bear safe bag. There's my this is what I used. The cook system. And then so this is my pillow and spare clothes kit. So yeah, they say don't, like, it was supposed to rain like every day this trip. I thought I was going to get soaked. I managed the rain really well. I didn't get wet at all. Still in the same clothes I started with, but so it's just Alpha Tech super thin Arc'teryx, I think it's called the SS Crew. An extra pair of socks I didn't put on, and a pair of super light Patagonia joggers. They say, you know, don't bring extra clothes, whatever. I brought a full set of extra clothes, and it weighs, I bet you, right around 8 ounces maybe. But I was expecting lots of rain. So that's pretty much everything I brought with, so the Feather Friends, this is a 30-degree quilt, sleeping bag hybrid. I should have brought the 20. Thank God for these shelters, or I would have froze to death the one night. And then I brought my Thermarest Z-Lite women's version because it's a little wider and it has a better R value. A little better R value. This here will still work if you puncture a hole in it or burn a hole in it. So that's why I bring this for if I'm going to be in shelters a lot, or like near fires or anything like that with a good bit. I'll bring this because if I put a big blunt hole in one of these before, and it worked for 20 years afterwards. So yeah, they're super sturdy, and like I said, they'll still inflate and they'll still keep you warm even if you puncture them. So that's pretty much, and of course, you know, my backpack. So that's pretty much the whole kit and caboodle. It weighed about and then this hard shell. Everything weighed in at about a little under 16 pounds. And then with food, I started the trip with 29 pounds. So I had about 13 pounds of food and water that were added. That 16 pounds had the fuel can and fuel weight in with it. So, so I'll be walking out with, you know, like about an 18-pound pack, if that. So this last 6 miles today is going to be super easy. Today was the hardest day, and I was on the trail the least. It was the shortest mileage day, but it was, like I said, the hardest trail conditions. So yeah, it's not even 6 o'clock yet. So I'm gonna go gather a bunch of wood from the big pile down there and carry it up this hill. Something else I forgot that I did bring is I brought this book, Confessions of a Deadhead, and some paper to draw or put ideas and stuff down. I did none of it a pencil in there too. Yeah, so that was all dead weight. That's the first number I got to smoke on the trip. Mostly just haven't had time to roll one up or had time to partake in the whole joint. So kind of left off about finding creativity and community on YouTube, and moving forward. You know, I got a lot going on this year as far as the channel and the stuff I want to do. I would like to get monetized. Not so much for the monetization of it, but you get a bunch of extra tools. I'd like to start adding music. Eventually, I'm gonna score and make all my own music. I have a bunch of drum machines and synthesizers and stuff like that. I just haven't used them for a real long time. But that's a whole nother process to add. But so for this year, I'm adding a second camera, and I'm gonna kind of try to get the ebb and flow of using 2 cameras. I think it's gonna make especially the mossy rock scenes, it's gonna make them a lot nicer. I'm cropping in on a lot of stuff, and anytime you crop in, you know, and you just kind of zoom in on something, you lose a lot of picture quality. So I think with 2 cameras, I'll be able to do more angles faster, quicker, and I'll get a better quality from using 2 cameras. So that's going to be the primary purpose, primary thing this year, is to learn how to use the 2 cameras and not take me hours to set stuff up. You know, because you got to hike the trail, right? And then also I'm gonna start messing around with more sound design kind of stuff. I'm gonna pull audio. I'm gonna try to get a bunch of audio birds and the fire and the crickets, and just try to get some of the audio at better. Audio is really difficult for me. I don't know if it's just because I'm trying too hard, or but yeah. So I'm gonna get involved with more sound design type of stuff, and maybe I can get some of my own music on some videos this year. I don't think that's gonna happen. And then I do all my editing from the phone. I take all the videos from my phone. I may get a computer this year. I don't use a computer. I just use the phone. Pretty much everything I would need a computer for. So I think it may make the editing easier and better, from a computer. I don't know. But that's a big cost, and I want to get a pack raft this year, and they're expensive too. So I think that's what I would look forward to in the channel in the coming. You're gonna see probably three to four big trips like this a year, 6 to 10 day long trips, and then a whole bunch like the Art Lobe Trail. There'll be a lot of 3 and 4 day trips this year, and hopefully more 3 and 4 day trips than overnight trips. That would be, that's the goal. But I think, I think this year I'm gonna get a pack raft. I have one trip planned here in Pennsylvania, for sure with it, and then I'm probably gonna spend the summer learning how to use the thing. And trying to go to some more remote ponds, more remote lakes. We got, a lot of people don't know, but we have huge chunks of swamps here in western Pennsylvania. You have Hartstown Swamp and and Geneva Swamp, and they're huge. They're monsters, and there's a lot to discover there. I've been all through them. Maybe I can get some stuff on video, and but that's what I'm gonna, practice the pack raft at. Is probably the big swamps, and but yeah. So it's moving forward. It's gonna be, be me getting out a lot. Hopefully the video and audio and everything else gets better. And first view of the Youghiogheny River. We call that the Yuck. Well, we just finished the hardest part of the trail up, which is at the very end. I chose to go this way because of this part. You gotta have, I can't really, it's tough to show you because of all the trees, but you kind of, we went down that huge hill to camp out last night, and then you pretty much have two hills, like whoop, whoop, to get up over, and then up the top of here, then it's straight downhill pretty much the last 2 miles. So it's been a great trip. Not this section here today, there's not a whole lot really to look at. Didn't see a whole lot of wildlife the entire trip either. This morning some whitetails, and each night in the end I'd hear some, like right around 6 o'clock, I'd hear the turkey starting to gobble. So springtime's here. They're out there chasing tail. But I'm gonna keep on moving, and I drank my glass coffee last night. I knew I did it, and I was like, well, so I'm hurting for coffee. I'm gonna get, as soon as we drop into town, it's the first thing I'm doing. It's getting an espresso and a red eye, and then an Americana, and mix them all together, and then grab some type of sandwich or something to eat. I'm kind of hungry, but let's finish up this last couple miles, and we'll get down to a high pile. I'll show you the waterfalls there, and my buddy got a new doggy, so I'm a new uncle, and I get to meet the new puppy. So if you want to see puppy pictures, like, stay till the end. So these are some of the highest hilltops in Pennsylvania. Nothing crazy in elevation. I think like 4,000 feet or something like that. That's the Youghiogheny River below us. We came from actually we come up over down this hill and then back up this one this morning, and then there's another one too that we didn't see, and then off over there's where last night where we come down over the hill. So I'm on the last mile of the trip. I'm almost done. So my next trip's going to be up the Allegheny National Forest, and like I said, I'll show you a puppy and a waterfall after this, but until the next time. a blaze. It's a blaze.